Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast from your host and Pearl Dane, the one and only master propaganda heroes like defender of the fatherland. Off here to 2v2 on Eindhoven, the north of the Symbiosis and Demo.Ham, fighting for freedom, democracy, and liberty. Here with the US 45th Infantry Division in the defense operation here in the ruins and farmlands from the south. It is 101stAirb and Jesulin pushing forwards with Germany, Deutschland. Here with the Hammergering Fallschirm Panzerdivision, striking ahead for the fatherland. We got plenty of pioneers, some grenadiers. In fact, 101stAirb only going just for that one starting pioneer squad, going straight to the grenadiers. Interesting choice there versus scouts, engineers, 30 cows and weasels. So we're off to the races here. As always, big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters for the continued generous and wonderful support of the Propagandacast. Keeps making all these fantastic videos possible. A big thanks, of course, keep commenting and liking on them. It helps a lot with YouTube algorithms, spreads out the message further. So, plenty of grenadiers for the Germans right off the bat. So we've got the first 30 cal there out for the Americans. Scouts seizing munitions. All steady as she goes. MD42 there on the way for Jesulin. And first shot fighting, he's got pioneers, a clash from the scouts. Second 30 cal there for Symbiosis, who's gone for advanced infantry, so might be seeing some howitzers and rangers to back it up. And of course, F Company, 30 cals for them, which you have as well there. Big surprise, I know. Plenty of 30 cals, particularly on a map like this, which definitely does feature a lot of bottlenecks, which means 30 cal gameplay, it does become more workable. Apparently they're planning to nerf the mortars, because, you know, the Germans were really struggling with mortars and not the 30 cal reliant factions. Or maybe it was because they did fail to account for the airburst shells of the American mortars, who knows? But either way, scouts down there, it seems they are going to nerf like one of the actual counters, just 30 cal spamming. Anyways, more 30 cal for Demo.Ham as well. We got more grenadiers for Jesulin. 101stAirb running an MD40 of his own. No sign of mortars yet for any of the out players if they want to go for them. Mechanized supports on there for Symbiosis. Oh, got them pinned right for the point. Got a neutral close call there for 101stAirb. Up north, Grenadiers forced back with a 30 cal here in the east side. We got Pioneers busy as they can be. Shooting the team being brought forward. Double mechanized sports at the USF is definitely not something I expect to see them. There you go. 101stAirb with a mortar of his own, a granate and Werfer. As we get Symbiosis with more scouts here. And here's 30 cal there, gets caught in a crossfire between two MD42s. The results of which are not exactly pretty for the machine gun crew. Scouts here for Symbiosis, following on the medical station, Thomas Mechanized Support Center. Jesulin, the first round player to pick a battle, goes for a breakthrough. Durchbruch, and we're actually seeing the MP40 upgrades again. I'm surprised to see all these round players all of a sudden just going for it again, despite I don't think it's like any actual buzz for it. So, it is interesting. They've got an position, 30 cal, need to be careful, of course. Then he's getting caught trying to flank right in before two, they're getting some shots on the 30 cal, we're flanking in the MD42. More greens hang in here.
The enemy has taken
and there you go, mortifying the 30 cal. He could get wiped out here if he isn't careful or just unlucky. There you go, both forced away here. Close call there though for Demo.Ham. East side here, 30 cal up against the Pioneers there. Slip service for Symbiosis and a half triple there for Demo.Ham.
Orders complete.
And both round players are going for the Panzer Grenadier Company. At this point, there's still no battle group chosen here for 101stAirb. Only player gets to pick one. At this stage, it was always starting to look like it could be terror. They could surprise with Luftwaffe, and maybe in coastal defense. But coastal definitely feels like the least likely of the three. Half track as well there for Symbiosis. We got the artillery radio beacon there to call in some free artillery against his opponents. And we got utility packages as well there.
Enemy forces have claimed our
Grenadiers for
territory.
Jesulin, thumbs up. Then he's pushing forwards here. First half done for the Americans, second one halfway done. And as the Germans are stretching forwards, they could very well be on the receiving end of a pretty fierce counter-attack. There we go. First, the Armac Panzer Grenadier squad ready. We'll have 101stAirb go up on 20. He's going to plant Fallschirmjägers, make it a surprise twist. Well, Pack 40 in response, of course, to the light vehicle. Yep, got the Pack 40 in the way there. Unsurprisingly, when faced with half-track to do want something to put them in their place, and a Pack 40 tends to do the job somewhat well. M16 on the way there for Demolition Hammer. 40 halfway done. Airgun Pantos only got the White Cross from shredding here. The M3 half-track mortar shot finishes it off. Bit of a blow there to Demolition Hammer. Nice hit there for the German forces of the Wehrmacht. In one of those half-tracks burning by the countryside. Do get another half-track of Demolition Hammer, not be deterred or held back. He goes for another one. As Jesulin's Panzergun is charging up north, Granny's bringing back pioneer support. Showing the castle ruins of any Americans.
Our territory for their own.
There you go. Pack 40 being pushed to the front line here behind the 1st Airborne.
Enemy forces
Barracks for
have captured a
Symbiosis.
victory point.
Definitely feels like a setup towards Rangers eventually.
Bunker will be
Of course, he's
a
going
military
for from Bars does
momentarily.
work too. Another to the beacon. And we got Savage Crew there for Demolition Hammer. Medic bunker for Jesulin.
Get those sandbags here.
Note the positioning to support both him and his teammate. Good teamwork there by Jesulin. Thumbs up.
Send meat bag.
Over nothing. Got the M16 there ready for Symbiosis. Upgrades one there for Demolition Hammer.
Research completed.
And there you go, quick salvage of the previously blown up half-track.
Support elements on the way.
How close the MD4 just basically apparently not that close. Surprisingly enough. Guess another support elements could be Stooks, could be Neil left, we'll have to cause which of the two goes for. Maybe goes for both even. Demolition Hammer meanwhile going for another half-track plus a cache.
We have
And
advanced
surprisingly fuel
batteries
cache,
ready
which
to
just
be
costs him
deployed.
and his teammate more fuel, and there you go. Symbiosis gets those Rangers going. Yeehaw, of course, with the Thompson machine gun is about to rush straight into them and get covered here. Ooh, grenade on the MG30 cal wiped here. And we got the Ranger press trying to get to it. Might see a grenade here against the 30 cal again. Ah, no, man. There's a shot here. No. Looks like he's trying to get the MP45 and the butchers to clear it out. Ah, almost had it, but fell short. Bad luck there for Jesulin, but pretty good luck there for Symbiosis.
Victory point is under enemy control.
There you go, half-track racing in here, M16 blazing, and there you go, we do get Stooks for Jesulin, 2 thumbs up. Could pick rapid production, get out faster. This wants to go for the mechanized assault group, then I think he'd gone for that with the Stook here, so I don't know. Half-track lit up there. American half-tracks are taking a bit of a beating. So they did have a lot of them. SSF commanders that can be called in for Demolition Hammer. Range being reinforced, healed. Stu right around the corner. No rep production of Jesulin. Honestly feels a bit like a surprise to be like the Stu got much sooner. Of course, it didn't really mattered much to him. But, you know, it is worth pointing out. 101st Airborne though continues to not pick a battle group. We got the SSF commanders there out for Demolition Hammer, equipped with Johnsons and bazookas. There's a few rifles. There you go, penalty for the Stuke, knee left shot here for Jesulin, thumbs up. In comparison, while 101st Airborne has gone for the Panzergun, he's really only gone for the Pack 40 from it so far. Not plan to go for the Panzer Company, honestly. Skirmishing here, and Sing have to ready here for Demolition Hammer. Got bazookas on the way. Symbiosis meanwhile strategically seems to have somewhat frozen up a bit. Isn't quite doing much with his resources are taken up. There you go, 101st M with the Panzer Company, thumbs up, caches for Jesulin. Fuel cache rather like his opponents. Yeah, likely looking at some stars being pushed out fast upon his Airborne, and at this point though, it's really starting to feel like he's going to go for terror there. Like European Tiger. Eventually, of course, he puts those passes with Luftwaffe and gives reinforcements. So it wouldn't be a half bad thing for him. Never mind the strafes and bombing runs, or Reuters. He will have tickles, but he ends up with. Okay, go Neva barrage off here. Getting the fuel point. Colin trying to over this as Commander Troop moving in. We got Glennies in there, got half-tanks pushing forward, throwing a bit of disarray into the German centre. American forces are charging in the name of democracy as A Company pushes forwards. Job and Starstorm for the 101st Airborne, 2 thumbs up. I mean, that's commitment.
Bastards have secured our territory from us.
So how many Starstorm do you want? All of them. Really? Yeah. But if we can't afford them, we'll get as many as we can afford.
The enemy holds all victory
These
points.
discussions. Now the half-tank of Demolition Hammer. First Starstorm's got right around the corner here for him. Doesn't coming for attention. There we go. First Starstorm squad ready here for 101st Airborne. Worst armor for Demolition Hammer. East side German force swing forward. See, we got Panzer Grenadiers playing swing together there with a mix of MP40 assault rifles and the Kar-9TK. West arm almost done. Second Starstorm squad right around the corner. Third half-tank as well there. As for Symbiosis, I mean, not really much else going on there. Guessing he wants it up for technical eventually with the way he's funding resources, but who knows? Stood charging in there for Deutschland, going for the half-tank. First shots. Punches through with ease for the frontal arm of the infantry half-tank there. Half-tank. Stu gaining veterans already. 2 thumbs up. Yes, and of course, benefits from more troops, but also officers' quarters and armored side skirts. So,
Enemy
something to
forces
consider
have
there.
captured a victory point.
We get the officers' quarters, I believe, here for 101st Airborne. He still hasn't gone for a battle group. I mean, we did see in the chat that he's playing terror, so I mean. Definitely not my first guess here, so that turned out to be fairly on the money there. .30 cal crew, they're just screaming very, very loudly. One is just getting slightly burned. Come on, Carl, it's not that bad. I'm on fire! No, you're not. Don't be such a baby.
Sturmgeschütz deployed.
Cash. Wreck there with the South Chart German force pushing through in the west, getting hit with white phosphorus rockets with grenades. Stu dashing forwards, point blank blast activated. We see they've been much better using the pursuit than before. Of course, in this case, they get to shoot much, but you know, it still can actually like, pursue. Hands up to that at least. Bazooka upgrades for Symbiosis. These bazooka teams. And a second Needler for Jesulin. Never mind a second Stugen. We still don't have an officer's quarters for him. I do think this many units out of the Panzer Gun incoming in officer's quarters would be an excellent investment here for Jesulin. Really should be going for it. And we've got the happening hit with mortar fire there. Starstorm pushing ahead here. Bypassing the American front line. Before making a mess of it. Second knee left almost done there for Jesulin. Pioneers on the run in the face of the mighty M16. F Company there for Symbiosis. Not much of a surprise there.
Nebelwerfer artillery ready.
Fresh Nebelwerfer out for Jesulin. Still trolling ahead here. Frontal assault by Deutschland. And the 6th Panzergrenadier Company here. Come on, Buddick. Aim properly.
Victory point lost. An officer is being installed for
Finally, officer's quarters there for Jesulin. Thumbs up. Been a while to get there, but at least we did get there. Meanwhile, F Company charging ahead here. Fueled by democracy. And their lack of self-preservation.
We have lost the sector.
Half-tank number 4 for demolition. Good. Ollie, that is a lot of half-tanks. Needler barrage off into every company. If it can hit, so far most of the rockets are not really much any impact there. Except for the ground, but not in the egg. It did some damage there, but even then I still feel like Needler barrage went pretty poorly there. 27 to 20. And an incendiary bomb running in the east to try and deal with the Americans there. Assaulted by tank reinforcements. Third, Starscream squad the 101st Airborne. Mines exploding, Americans there getting maimed and dismembered. Oh, sweet Jesus, Joe, they got my pinky toe. I think I'll have to go back to America and never return to the war. Oh, shut up, Bob. We got 4 half-tanks, 3 anti-tank and 1 M16 there for demolition hammer. Another fuel cache going up for him in democracy. Stooks being swept eastwards, got some infantry riding along there. Third Starscream squad effects right here for 101st Airborne. Only the way they equip would be, except for the G33s, I mean they have some but not that many, you know, fairly fitting for like, you know, higher grade Panzer Grenadier squad, even like a Fallschirmjäger squad. Typically always had like, you know, good access like MD42s and whatnot, even they had assault rifles. So, here's a fun fact. So here for the Stoke. Some use for that tank there after all. Just took a bit of while to get there. Americans here peppering the set with various calibers of artillery. Got those Sicily beacons also causing some chaos and confusion here for 101st Airborne. Panzer Company for Jesulin. Briefly consider perhaps designing, you know what? Let's just go for more Nebelwerfers. Yes, who needs Panzers when you got Nebelwerfers? A Lieutenant, Corps Command wants to know where all the Nebelwerfers are going. They're going to good purpose. Burning up the Americans. Jawohl, Herr Hauptmann. Third Nebelwerfer there, I mean, that's the thing. And there we go, we do get 101st Airborne, of course, with Kara. Obviously, folks on the right hand side to get out the Königsjäger. Another Nebelwerfer barrel sheet.
A Nebelwerfer weapon is available.
So that one arrived. Wow, good hit on the half-tank there. Barely said an actual half-tank hit like that would be utterly gone. Really, it's just like pyrotechnics as the crew somehow burns but takes no damage.
The enemy has claimed our sector.
We found the fucking enemy!
Another Pack 45 Airborne. This is very, very, very likely aiming for the King Tiger. The Königsjäger. Rangers pushing first, surprising the Germans, causing the Fleet Grenadiers to just panic, retreating just the Panzer Grenadiers deal with them. We do have some Stooks nearby. Buckler Classic, of course, would be a crucial tool here. If he's willing to pop it, well, that's the time to pop it, really. 40 almost done here for 101st Airborne. Yes, meanwhile, not too far away from a Tiger tank. Theory, he's resource-wise, but the command points-wise, he is still a fair bit off. Got the mission with build with whiz-bangs. He's also got his tank there bombers done as well. Symbiosis, of course, in fact, could go for tank right now, and does go for the good old M4A1 Sherman medium tank. Ready. Around it. Got them before blasting in here in the center. We got Americans pushing forward to the west side. Starscream on the right here. Further west here, scouts are on the Starscream squad him before too. The triple Starscream are definitely doing some work, I think, here for 101st, but is it enough? In the west, we'll have to dashing a bit too close to the German packs. We get almost knocked out. In fact, Starscream finish it off with MD42. Further north, Jesulin Seabath barrage. That's going to be an absolute thing for the Americans. We've got a tank, a Panzer Company on for him as well. Fuel cache again here for Demolition Hammer. 271 to 335. Allies, I think, need to read tactics at least. There you go. Point blank blast. Thumbs up for Jesulin. Definitely should have gone a bit closer with it. Got F Company charging in here. Artillery fire the rain down, even entering half decks. Right as F Company hits, the ability wears off. Bit awkward timing there for Jesulin. Another Neva barrage just raining down. Hot incendiary death. West side trying to bring back the Germans. MD-42 team there completely gutted. As the center also collapses here. Beginning of a large American counterattack here. More machine guns for Jesulin. 101st Airborne continues his slow walks there towards the King Tiger. F Company Vanguard, they're getting focused out by Panzer Grenadiers, MP-40 Grenadiers. And I'd like to hear from Demolition Hammer. Half rig down, another half rig down, they're really taking heavy damage on them. And F Company getting hit with Neva 5. Oh goodness gracious. All of F Company is gone. That's definitely a tiny win there for Jesulin. Got the White Rangers keep testing forts with the Thompsons. Panthers report to a bad spot. Command spotting some support. There you go. Loiter really turned the tide on that one. Still a bit expensive there for Demolition Hammer. He's got next to nothing left. Needs to recruit as much as he can. Rebuild his force. He's going for Sherman of his own. Comes up. But he's also flooding manpower. I mean, more SSF commandos could be an idea. They just use some more elite infantry. Making meaning full variety of rolls. 165, 23. There we go. 101st Airborne. Within reach of the King Tiger. Got the command points, he's got the fuel, he just needs a bit more manpower to go. He can really start giving the Americans a very bad time. Demolition Hammer's first Sherman is ready as Symbiosis' second Sherman gets ready. We do also have a second SSF command squad out here for Demolition Hammer. Thumbs up. Awesome as the observers. And there go Königsjäger Lady, the Tiger 2.
An MG-42 has been decrewed.
This one's the
Do
Tiger
not let
B.
it fall into enemy hands.
The higher velocity 8-inch cannons, such that using the Yak Panther or the Nashorn or the Elephant.
Enemy points at 300.
They've given the Allies some cases of indigestion. Each starts fighting the White Dutch Stoops to rescue though. 2 thumbs of Jesulin here. With Stu testing self-saving in the situation there. Advancing the Königsjäger. And he's being multi with the Sherman's grenades chucking into 40s. Right into the 30 cal. That might be able to get a grenade assault. There we go. 16 Granada. Artillery obliterating the 30 cal there. Brilliant work here by Jesulin. And we got 7-6 conversion there for Symbiosis. Outgunning his Germans. A lot of bazookas then. I believe they've all been upgraded to improve bazookas, so you need to be careful there. I don't know if they actually managed to improve the bazookas during the war though. I mean, I do know that after they came up in late stage war, there was the Super Bazooka. The Germans, they did, for example, in the case of the Panzerfaust, come up with improved versions throughout the entire war. In fact, by the end of it, they actually had a much more advanced version of the Panzerfaust that they apparently had like several thousands of copies, or they just, only saw some mounted users here and there. They didn't really like it, had out large numbers. Just getting the point blank blast and getting the Rangers there, taking out Bobby there. Yeah, up gun Shermans, they're going fucking carefully for some reason. No, Jesulin refuses to switch around here. Marcus losing the Duke out to the upgunned Shermans. King Tiger puts back the Sherman here. Little fight continues to bring down death from above. Whiz bangs for Demolition Hammer. Improvised armor for Symbiosis. Thumbs up.
Panzer? It's just infantry!
Also, fun fact about the ump gun Sherman, the tankers weren't actually a big fan of it, because you might think, why? Well, typically it's due to like one major misconception, which is tanks typically only fight other tanks, like, it's very much, in a sense, pushed forward by some video games like COH. But in reality, most of the time, tanks were just shooting infantry, at which point the 76mm gun was actually kind of worse than the 75mm, because while it did have a higher caliber, it also had to fire the shell at a much higher velocity. So, while it's certainly better at firing at tanks, because higher velocity also means higher penetrating power, it just had less high explosive. Because of that, that made it less effective against infantry, so they actually kind of disliked it. It's one of those, things that's kind of, just based on the reality that most of the time, tankers tend not to actually fight tanks, they fight infantry that's dug in. Another Pack 40 up on the 1st Airborne. 23 to an 80. And he's getting mauled. Big time. Trinity advancing, scoring a great shot on the Sherman there. Takes a repeater, or turn hit. Full 23 to an 68. Guns blazing. Shots fired, shots flying off the front line of the Sherman here. Zoom crews keep at it. Flanks here could feel like they'd be a bit more active there, but Type's got a nice shot here. Let's see the gun we got. Rapid repairs there for Symbiosis. F coming forwards. But right to the barrages, unsurprisingly, not producing great results for the men on the ground. Absolutely devastating. There you go, King Tiger, very much that was the final word in that argument. Absolutely brutal here, because all these F companies getting blown up will inflate the casualty count being just again. And the German team without probably still have a lead, but I think without F company just getting constantly fed into the meat grinder, it wouldn't be that big a gap. Of course, otherwise there is no, tank version of the ability. Last survivor there, F company destroyed. King Tigers also fantastic on the Sherman.
You have 5 command points available to you.
Sherman down, Sherman down. Utterly effect. Now the as well, there's shots flying at it, but failing to penetrate the front line of the Koenigsegger.
We are down to 200 points.
Well, it's a little fun fact about the King Tiger. It's typically seen as, they were mechanically reliable, but actually more mechanically reliable less than say for something like the tank. It's not typically what you'd expect. It was very much the case. Armored sides was there for Jesulin and Stooks, 2 thumbs up. On the 1st Airborne, I do think we should go for a penalty for Koenigsegger. American forces that feel like getting too stuck up in a head-on engagement versus the Germans, when they probably just look to outmaneuver them. Meanwhile, head-on assault here, the armored fists to the right. Holy smokes, accident damage to both the Germans with that shot.
Good hunting.
And there goes Stooks with Jesulin. 2 thumbs up to that. East side we got Bazooka teams to the punch against
Victory
Machine
point is
Gewehr.
under enemy control.
Bunkers with Jesulin. Destroyed again there. 100% 45. We got a Hellcat there for Symbiosis. Not bad. At least we got more Shermans over for the Americans. It's time there for Demolition Hammer. I'm surprised that we didn't really send one Ranger squad here for Symbiosis. Also, crucially, never pulled any weapons for some bazookas, which would be great. Particularly with the bazooka upgrade or flamethrowers, anything like that. So. Mild surprised. Okay, cancel the Sherman for another whiz-bang. More rockets over there for Demolition Hammer.
Understood. MG-42 upgrade on the way.
Another massive people around. He's got 3 of them just constant right away there. It does make a bit surprised that the Americans just keep fighting in such a very, predictable manner, because if you're fighting against something like this, You really kind of want to be unpredictable, but they aren't. Also, I think that might be in the first, like, Destiny 3 nearby I've probably seen in a long time, if not ever in COH3, so thumbs up for that, I guess. 200 versus 207. 17 minutes slow pace. We also got a lot of machine guns out of the Germans. Just as support in, I think. 20 coaches been down for 30 cows.
The machine gun has been destroyed.
Being then utterly obliterated here by the Shermans, the armored fist of freedom never sleeps. We got machine gun bunkers in line for Jesulin is building more bunkers. Definitely looking to be the one now taking advantage of the more bottleneck nature of the map. Geschütze moving in. Got a B1 there for 101stAirb. Holy smokes, I just realised he's fighting like an insane amount of munitions. He can lay down a lot of mines with the called-in abilities. I feel like that's a bit of an oversight. 700 munitions. And on the Hellcat there for Symbiosis. There we go. Tanzania bombings here. And we got fear propaganda. No V1s that he had of 101stAirb. Bit of a shame. But the American forces really seem to have, like, lost a lot of momentum here. The tactics seem to have gotten significantly more crude and rudimentary, which the Germans are much more easily just dealing with. Oh, we do get the V1.
A Tiger heavy panzer is ours to deploy.
Over here. The Symbiosis, paying attention!
Action has destroyed our replacement.
Oh! One Sherman down the L1 almost got rocked over at the force there with the sheer shockwave, losing him both of his Shermans to that. Good God, what was that? And then they just get knocked off this dude before they can get further. Symbiosis just got gutted by that 1v1 rocket. Holy Miss Molly. That was an absolute blow. He's not going to get back from. Meanwhile, I think Jess is setting up for Titan. He's hoping to get there.
Enemy forces have captured a victory point.
But then, who needs Tigers when you got Stooks? Honestly, just like gone for a command tank to back up the Stooks instead. That almost better at this point, I think. That's just me, obviously. And then, of course, if you do want to go for a Tiger tank, I'm not going to stop you. I mean, I can't stop you anyways.
Ready for the next one.
But if I had the power, I wouldn't stop most of the time. Then go need to push it to the base here. Got up gunshots on the Demolition Hammer now. More Starstorm here for 101stAirb. Thumbs up. At this point, it's starting to look like the Americans just slowly collapsing their post now. Track. American losses is starting to get a bit on the heavier end. Almost got the gun Sherman there, King Tiger, ace level. Dolly, that is definitely not great news for the opponents to have to deal with that. Remind of ace Stu. 200 versus 96. 25, practicing against the Allies. We'll do something about that soon. Shot, they almost blasted at the Sherman here as well. We've got a third Stuke for Jesulin, 2 thumbs up, another V1 rocket. Okay. Your guess is as good as mine, dear viewer. It was a misclick. That making sense.
The enemy has taken a victory point.
More Needler, just the Needler was just constantly. They got a second ace Needler
Enemy
there.
down to 75 points. Do not let up.
Meanwhile, third Hellcat there for Symbiosis. $269. 67. Trouble Cap P is definitely not put. Really good news for the Allies. Stu got his own in the east side. Not ideal there for Jesulin. Sending bombardment here. There you go. Vertical caught on the fires.
Victory point lost.
Plenty somewhere getting obliterated.
Pioneer infantry killed.
But I think at this point it may not matter too much. Like the Allies just conduct an absolute brilliant maneuver, or the Germans just significantly mess up. I think all the Allies have a chance on this round. Like German advantage, I think is so absolute here. The loss of the Allies at this point of suffering just so extreme. It's going to be, I think, tough for the Allies stage any comeback. Vertical down.
The research.
One was 58. Half turn there. Kaboom. Double ammo.
Research completed.
Finishing being flanked here. Hellcat sweeping in. Going for it. But even if she feel even the side hits and just do nice damage. Making the King Tiger instantly expanding. This will be a last desperate game for the Allies. There goes Stu to the rescue. There you go. That's got to be GG there. That's got to be GG. Knocked out there. 28. 25. Looks like the Elks is going to fight this out. 22. 19. 16. Weapon support's undergone. Take out the King Tiger, but I think in this stage it's not going to matter much. King Tiger misses a point. Very good game over. Loss for the Americans, victory for the Germans. I do think part of it was just, there was ultimately a bit of a lack of infantry there towards as the game went on. I think that didn't really help them out once the Germans started countering just for seeing native efforts. But also tactically, it did make them also just less flexible, able to exploit the various contours of the map because they lacked the infantry really move in fast and do stuff. And that I think also proved to be another thing that allowed the Germans will definitely have more infantry going. It's steadily gain the advantage. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. This is Imperial Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye everyone.